All right, I'm going to stick with this Mixie picture and show you another way that you can blend two layers together. So I also saw this one in the double exposure, and I think a lot of people may want to try and do this, so let's talk it through. So it's the same picture on the top and the bottom. I can see that this wheel matches this wheel, this basket matches this basket, and it's just kind of like reversed around. So we want to be able to flip our image. I can also see there's color grading here. I can see that it has like this orangey brown as well as this bright yellow, and that was done with my color grading. I can also see there's like a vignette around the corners. So we're going to do all of that together. So let's start over here in Photoshop with our Mixie picture. And just like when we did the positive negative, we're going to make another layer, but we're going to adjust that second layer. So our shortcut is Command J. That is what lets us copy the layer or duplicate layer. And I'm going to go to this top one. Now I could do a Transform T and rotate the whole thing, or I could go to my Edit Transform and I could simply flip it vertical. And I'm going to start there. Now, as I normally said, you should probably start over here and just go through all of your different modes and see if there's something great. And as I'm going through this, there might be one that's okay, like darken is okay. It just kind of changes my colors. I lose my clouds, multiply is dark and stormy. I really wanted it to have those same colors. I just want them to blend together. So this time I'm going to leave it normal, but I'm going to get rid of part of it with a layer mask. So I'm going to make this top layer into a layer mask. And of course, I know how to go to my paintbrush, make sure I'm painting with black, make my tool a little bit larger. And of course, I could just paint out some stuff. But maybe I'm not perfect with that, and it gets to be splotchy, and I really want it to be a perfect blend from one into the other. So I'm going to undo that and show you how to get a perfect blend. This tool over here is the gradient tool. And when you're clicking on the gradient tool, it's going to give you a perfect blend from dark to light, or a gradient. If I click on it, I can see there's all different kinds of colors, but under basics, I get just pure black and white, which is what I need because I'm working on a mask. And remember, a mask only has black and white. So I'm going to go find that black and white mask, and I'm going to start at the top and just pull it down. And it's already going to start to fade that one right into the other. And you can see my gradient in this mask. I can also turn it on for you and show you what that looks like. It's my / key. But maybe I want it just to blend right across the middle here and not include any of that top. So I'm going to try a much shorter space. And so the top and the bottom are perfectly mirrored images, and only the middle blends together. Let's move it and see where that blending happens. So I'm clicking on my Move tool, and I'm still on this layer, and it's going to move the whole layer. And as I move it up or down, I can decide maybe I want their little feet to touch. Let's zoom in and see what that is. Like maybe I crop it, right? And I just have this, and I want them to be like, oh, maybe I want them clear on the bottom, kind of ghosty on the top. I can always go back in and adjust this gradient. So I could say even shorter, just a little bit. Oh no, I'm not on the mask. If that happens, just stop. Command Z, like zebra, undo, jump, make sure you're on the mask. And let's just do a little bit there. Wrong way. Command Z, top down. There we go. And so just that little bit blends, and it's perfectly lined up. Now, since I did the gradient, I can still do the brush if I wanted to. Maybe I want a little bit of a halo or something around there. I could go in, I could paint more of it out if I want them to disappear and just have the outside blend. I could undo that. It's really up to you how you want to mix these two layers. Just know that the brush still works on there. And you can see it's still on the mask. I can still do those things. I can turn the bottom into a mask too. It's really up to you how you're going to blend those to make your idea come across. I like that these things line up and it looks like a mirror image right there. And I like that the background is the same background. Let's just go ahead and crop it so that it does look like our inspiration photo over here. So in Photoshop, I could kick it in Lightroom, but I can also do this in Photoshop. In Photoshop, I go up here, and again, I have my ratio. If I want it perfect, I do width, height, resolution, and I say 8:10. I put my resolution at 300. If I want it to be a horizontal instead of a vertical, I just click those arrows and now it's horizontal. If I wanted more space, I can make it vertical. I can shrink down the corners I can put them in the center. However it is that I want to work with this. When I am good with it, I can hit return, or I can say check mark. And give it a second, and that's my final picture. Again, I might need to flatten this image if I'm ready to kick it out to the Dropbox, put my name on it, and you're ready to go. So I'm going to undo that. So using the gradient on the mask is over here. You just have to make sure you're on the actual mask, and that's one way to blend